A few miles on, you reach the Lake of Menteith, which is usually quoted as being the only lake in Scotland. This is not altogether true, as there are a number of lakes, but Menteith is by far the most famous. It was originally called Loch Inchmahome, but when a Dutch cartographer was mapping out the lands for one of the Earls of Menteith, he misunderstood the meaning of the word lake, referring to the low-lying area around the loch, and applied it to the area of water itself as the word lake. During the summer months, a small ferry boat transports visitors over to the largest of 3 islands. On the trip across, you may be lucky enough to see an osprey above the lake. Overzealous gamekeepers on sporting estates wiped the species out around the turn of the century, and they were reintroduced in Lochgarten, Speyside, in the 1950s. Now over 100 pairs breed in Scotland, most direct descendants of the Speyside pair. Its spectacular high soaring courtship flight early in spring, after the return from migration to Africa, is second only to the impressive dive for fish, feet first, which is indeed a sight to remember. On the largest of the 3 islands is the beautifully situated Inchmahome Priory, which is one of the most attractive of Scotland's medieval religious houses. It was founded in 1238 for a small community of Augustinian canons by one of the great magnates of the period, Walter Comyn, Earl of Menteith. Towards the end of its life, the priory received one of its most distinguished visitors, the infant Mary Queen of Scots, who was sent to Inchmahome in 1547 at the tender age of 5, when Henry VIII, who coveted the crown of Scotland, wanted to force her into marriage with his son. This was a period in history called the Rough Wooing. King Robert the Bruce previously visited the priory regularly. The reign of the Stuart dynasty, which originated in 1370 with King Robert II, continued through Mary until the male line ceased in 1807 with the death of Prince Henry Benedict, Cardinal York. From 1370 until 1688, 12 Stuarts sat on the throne of Scotland, 4 of whom also occupied the English throne and ruled for over 300 years. Of the 12 crowned monarchs, 6 died violent deaths and 1 died in exile. In more recent times, the lake has become famous for hosting the Bonspiel, or Grand Curling Match. This is an event which takes place between the curlers from the north of Scotland and curlers from the south. The event can only take place when there has been a severe winter and the lake freezes over to a depth of at least 7 inches. The last time this took place was in 1979, when it froze to 8 inches and 300 rinks were marked out with 1,280 curlers on each side and 6,000 spectators watching. R.B.Cunningham-Graham, also known as Don Roberto, is buried in the ruins of Inchmahome Priory, along with his wife, a Chilean poetess. A wonderful character who led an amazing life, he received his gaucho name for his great service to Argentinian literature. During his lifetime he was a great traveller, joint founder of the Scottish Labour Party, cattle rancher, first president of the Scottish National Party, fencing instructor, Liberal MP, fine horseman, adventurer, and author of more than 40 books. He could count amongst his many friends the great artist Van Gogh.